Hey, alright everybody, how's it going? Now I got a story by Hugh right in front of me. By Hugh. And it says BYD agrees a 1 billion electric vehicle plant in Turkey. So they're going to build an electric vehicle plant in Turkey. 1 billion deal. So that's $1 billion. I think that's what it says by here. So they've agreed to build a plant in Turkey. And it says China's largest car maker looks to increase its European production and continue its overseas expansion. And it says this plant will be capable of producing 150,000 vehicles per year. Now, further down in here, it does say that BYD is already investing in a plant in Hungary. Now, I don't know what size that one is. Let's see if it does say anything about it down here. Blah, 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 blah. I can't see what size it is. If you know what size it is, put it in the comment section. So they already, I think that's done and dusted, the deal in Turkey, and they're going to start building. It's not this year, but it's sometime soon. And I think they're on about building another factory as well. Now, this is all on top of the EU has sort of put tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles, Chinese cars, I suppose. So that's sort of come in. I don't think they're paying it yet. It came in the other day, but I think there's some sort of leeway at the moment, if I'm correct. So BYD is sort of getting in there quickly, trying to sort of build more factories in Europe so they don't have to pay this tariff, because they'll be building the electric vehicles in Europe. So there will be different costs. Obviously, to build a car in Europe, it would be more expensive, but they say somewhere in this article they'll still be able to build cars in Europe 25% cheaper than other car manufacturers already building cars in Europe. So that's good. That's pretty good, isn't it? Now, the reason why I was thinking about this story is because MG, which is doing extremely well in the UK, they sell loads of cars in the UK. They're not exempt from this tariff in the EU, and I think, or I know, that the MG has got to pay one of the highest tariffs out of all the Chinese car manufacturers, because they wasn't in talks. I think BYD has been in talks with Europe, so they've got to pay a little bit less on the tariffs, where MG have got to pay a little bit more. Now, I was looking over there because something popped up on my tablet, but I don't know what it is. It's from Twitter. It's from UK Electric Vehicle Owners Club, and it's live right now. So MG has got to pay the most tariff in the EU. I think that's correct. If I'm wrong, in the comment section. But it got me thinking, with the new government, Labour coming in, and they're sort of a little bit more pro EV than the Tory government. Saying that, I mean, Boris was a little bit green. I don't know if it was to do with his wife or not, but he did have the sort of idea that the UK should build twice as many wind turbines as we need, and store the rest of the energy for when there is no wind or not enough wind. So he did have some good ideas. Not many, but he had some good ideas. Now, so with this Labour government in, we're a little bit more on the green side than the Conservative Party, I think, because they're going to knock down all the barriers for building wind turbines in England. I mean, on land, inland, on land. What am I saying? Onshore, that's it. Offshore and onshore, innit? Onshore wind turbines. So they've sort of knocking down the barriers where onshore wind turbines can keep getting built in England. So there was mention of bringing back the 2030 deadline or something like that. But like I said, I don't think, I've said in another video, that wouldn't make that much difference, because Rishi Sunak had already set out that it would have to be 80% by 2030 anyway. So it wouldn't make that much difference, I don't think. What was the point I was trying to make? The point I was trying to make is, wouldn't it be nice, wouldn't it be very, very, very nice if MG, now I know this is a bit of a stretch and it's probably not going to happen, but wouldn't it be very nice if MG came back and started building cars actually in the UK again? Wouldn't that be nice? Now, the Labour government could sort of, you know, start the ball rolling with that and sort of give some incentives for MG to build a factory in the UK. Now, I know it's a bit of a stretch because I assume MG and all these other Chinese manufacturers would prefer to build cars in Europe because there's more sales in there, and they'd rather export a car from Europe to the UK than export cars from the UK all around Europe, if you know what I mean. So I know it's a bit of a stretch, but it'd be nice. Now, I'm a bit of an MG fan. I like the MG badge. I probably will buy another MG, electric one I should say, in the near future, I think, because I know I shouldn't have badge snobbery, and it isn't snobbery having an MG badge. It's just, it's sort of ingrained in me. I had loads of MG cars, and it's just something about the badge, and it's just, and I like the MG cars. I like the MG cars that they're building at the moment. Before I bought a Nissan Leaf, I was looking at MG ZS EVs. That was a couple of them. I did bid on a few of them, but the prices were a little bit too high. So I was looking at MGs first before the Nissan Leaf. The Nissan Leaf was like a sort of a backup plan, if you know what I mean. So anyway, I'm waffling. I make these videos and I just waffle. Let's get back to the BYD deal. So the BYD, I've done the right thing, and it looks like they're going to try and build 3 factories all together in Europe, maybe more in the future, who knows. Now, I did look at BYD sales on the SMT data, and their sales are starting to creep up, but these tariffs might, they might mess up everything. I wish they wouldn't put these tariffs on things. So I hope they can come to some sort of agreement in the EU where if they're going to start building all these electric, if they're going to start building plants in the EU, maybe they can come to some agreement, some deal, I don't know, something like that. And maybe, you know, MG, unless somebody knows already, if MG, well, it's SAIC, isn't it? SAIC, I should say, if they're thinking of building any factories in Europe, because I haven't seen it anywhere. Are they? I don't know. So that was my waffle. Basically, it'd be nice if MG came back to the UK and actual cars were built in the UK. And it would be nice if Rover came back as well, because I did like Rovers. So you can tell I haven't got a very good taste in cars. Because I had a Rover 820 Turbo with all the body kit on, the alloy wheels. I can't remember what the brake horsepower was, but it was a lump of a car, so it wasn't particularly fast. It had a 2-litre T-Series engine in it, with a turbo strapped onto it. And I loved that car. I absolutely loved it. I did. I had Rover 620s, I had Rover 420s, I had loads of Rovers and I had loads of MGs. There we go. That's my taste in cars. Terrible. Anyway, that's my waffle in this video. I'm going to end it there. I'm going to stop waffling. If you did like this video, give it a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ahoy!